Welcome into Rasslin, Barstool's professional wrestling podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a guest today. He's not currently in AEW or WWE. He's in everything. He's everywhere in the entire world. This guy, I don't know when he's got time to do his shit. He's got a successful podcast. He's on every wrestling show known to man. It is one of the busiest guys I've ever seen. And is, of course, the Internet Champion. The Internet Champion, Matt Cardona. Hello, Matt Cardona.
Hello. Thanks for having me on the show. Finally, I know you tried to get me on and then you ghosted me in the DMs.
I didn't ghost you. I didn't ghost you in the DMs, Matt. I have people. I have people that run the DMs for me because I'm not trusted with our passwords. And they ghosted you in the DMs.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Do you want me to fire somebody?
No, that's okay. I don't want anyone to lose their job. That's fine.
Well, you when I ask you where you work, you work.
Right.
You really work everywhere right now, right?
I mean, technically, I work for the Major Wrestling for Your Podcast or the Major Pod Network,
right?
For tax purposes.
Yeah.
But yeah, wrestling wise, fuck. Book me, Pad the Lope, and I'll be there.
Yeah.
Impact, GCW, NWA, AIW, FWF, you name it, I'm there.
You know, that is a fascinating. It is a fascinating path you've taken, though, because when you left WWE a couple of years ago, you showed up in AEW, and now you've been, like you said, NWA. You've been in Impact. You've been everywhere. Will you ever sign an exclusive again, or are you just gonna do this?
I mean, never say never, but I'm having the time of my life right now, the time of my career. Before this, 2011, when I did the YouTube show back in the day, that was my favorite year of my career. But fuck, this year is number one. By far. I'm having the time of my life, making some money, and being my own boss. I love it.
So what makes 2021 the best year of your career so far? Is it the freedom?
Oh, it's the freedom, not only the creative freedom, but the freedom to just make my own schedule, do whatever I want to do. And, you know, it's working. This wasn't some master plan. Of course, I always want to bust my ass and be at the top, but I didn't wake up on January 1st, 2021 and say, okay, so like in July, I'll do this death match. No. It just, the always ready. It's not just a hashtag or a gimmick. It's the way I live my life and career, because, you know, some people, not just in wrestling, but in life, get handed opportunity after opportunity. I'm not one of them. I'm not complaining about that. You know, They come few and far between, but when I get one, I better capitalize. I better make the most of it. And that's what the always ready is all about.
So are you working harder than ever right now?
100%. Yeah. Without a doubt. You know, I like last week I was home 2 days. This week I'm home for a couple of days, but I'm never really off because I'm doing stuff for the podcast, but I love it because I love this stuff. I love this business. So it never really feels like true work.
I'm going to read off a list of hashtags or nicknames, and let's just see where it goes. Always ready. The Deathmatch King.
That's right.
The $1,000 broski.
That's also right. Yep.
The Michael Jordan of wrestling figure collecting.
That's right, baby.
G.I. Broski.
G.I. Broski, baby.
The Internet Champion.
That's right. Internet Champion. That's right. The United States government recognizes me as that. Thank you to Michael Dawkins.
Am I missing anything? Because I believe that's 6.
I mean, you could say there's a couple others I tried to get over. Didn't really work. Major player.
Sure.
You know, I think that's pretty much it.
How many nicknames should one guy get? You can't take them all, Matt.
Listen, it didn't just, you know, I didn't just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to write up all these nicknames. They just come to me, you know. The Deathmatch King, I dethroned Nick Gage. I'm the king.
Right.
It wrote itself.
Well, that one's earned. You are the Deathmatch King. That's
right.
not really something you gave yourself. You went out and took it.
That's right. Absolutely.
I
think the Internet Champion too. I took that as well 10 years ago.
You are the king of the deathmatch.
I am. I've retired from deathmatch wrestling. That's it. I retired.
Congratulations, first of all, for going out as the king.
Right? It's incredible.
Are there any other match types you want to conquer? Because I got some ideas.
Not really. You know, like, listen, there's a couple other matches I haven't been in. I've never been in an elimination chamber. I don't foresee myself being in one anytime soon. I don't really care what type of match it is. I care about 3 things. And this is a shoot. Buzz, money, and gold. That's it.
All right. In that order, would you rank Buzz, money, and gold? Where would you? Was Buzz number 1 or is gold number 1?
I think money's number 1.
And money's definitely number 1.
This is the wrestling business, not the wrestling friendship. You know what I'm saying?
So money 1 and Buzz and gold tied for second?
I think buzz number 2, gold number 3. Because the gold, it's nice, but it makes your carry on kind of heavy, especially sometimes on the fucking indies. I got 3 or 4 belts with me.
Yeah, but Matt, that's also kind of a dickbag thing to say. Like walk into a locker room and say, "My bag is too damn heavy. I've got too many belts."
Well, I don't tell everybody that, but I know. TSA knows because they open up the bag, they check, they're reading it,
Do they get
pictures with it.
when you have a belt come out at TSA in the airport? Is that always a funny story? Are they always marveling at it, or how they treat it?
But by this point, I'm used to it. A funny story was after I beat Nick Gage.
Sure.
And I had all of that bloody gear, bloody boots, and then TSA checked my bag and opened up my bag, and it looked like I had murdered somebody. But I just murdered his career.
Okay, all right. Right. I wouldn't be doing my job as a professional if I didn't ask you, did you in fact murder somebody that night?
I did not. The next day, though, I went to a nice hotel in Los Angeles, and I took a little nap. It was the Universal Studios Hotel. And I'm like, listen, this is really bad because, believe it or not, GCW doesn't have a medical team.
Right.
There was I use the term loosely, nurse backstage who stitched me up. She told me they were dissolvable. They were not. I ended up getting infected.
Wait, Matt, was she a shoot nurse or a work nurse? Was this?
No, she said she was a shoot nurse.
Okay, so this wasn't a wrestler playing character of a nurse, because that would have been malpractice by you to go to the nurse character.
Right. No, this was a real. Well, I want to say real, but she was not a real nurse. There were no bandages. I had to make a flight. John Carlo from GCW taped towels to my arm and back, and that's how I flew cross country to LA. I took a little nap at the hotel, and listen, I knew I was going to mess up this bed, so I was very careful. I laid over the sheets. I put some towels down, but I bled out all the way down to the mattress. It looked like someone was murdered. We had to tell the hotel, hey, nobody was murdered up there. I just got injured at work, and a little, there's some blood up there.
I love saying it that way. Yeah, I just got injured at work. Okay, what are you, a forklift operator? What are you doing? No, I wrestle. I'm a professional wrestler. Oh yeah, so we'll get the bloody sheets out for you. How much wrestling you watching these days? Because as busy as you are, as plugged in as you are, how much wrestling do you take in with your busy schedule?
I mean, am I sitting down on the couch and watching an entire program? Absolutely not. But am I scrolling through Twitter, watching the highlights? Yes, I know what's going on. I know who's who. There's so much wrestling. That's a good thing, right? There's wrestling every night of the week. Indies are on fire. There's great shows all weekend. It's impossible to watch everything. But of course, I am keeping tabs and following what's going on. You have to.
So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, because, coming out of the pandemic, and I know we're still going through some things, but coming with crowds back and everything, the indie wrestling scene is once again popping. Because listen, I know that AEW was affected by the pandemic. I know that WWE was affected by the pandemic, but ultimately they were still on TV and still doing shows. Indie guys couldn't do anything pretty much. Right. And now it's starting to thrive again, and it's getting up and running very, very quickly. You're right in the mix. Is there a newfound energy there? How is it out on the shows?
I mean, I think the fans and the wrestlers were just craving some wrestling. Like you said, when the pandemic hit, I was released from WWE. I couldn't go out and do indies. There was nothing. Like, could I have found a random one with like 20 people and they're all wearing masks and you could risk getting COVID? Yeah, I didn't want to do that. So luckily we had the Major Wrestling for a podcast to pay our bills, or else I would have been fucked. But yeah, so now I was just super excited once like the world started opening back up and it was safer to get out there. And every weekend, the crowds are just on fire. And whether it be indie promotion that's, buzzworthy, or a place that you've never heard of and no one will even tweet me about, where I can get on the mic when the heel rolls out and go, this guy's a chicken. I have fun doing both.
So the Major Pod Network, which you have plugged at least 7 times during my podcast.
That's right, baby.
I appreciate that. The Major Podcast Network has 100,000 YouTube subscribers, around that, right?
We just broke that 100. Finally, took a while. So that means I'm broski 2 plaques, because I have the plaque from my old YouTube show and this one.
Okay, relax for a second. Can I have some of the? Can I have some of that 100K? I'm trying to make a little money myself. I'm at 21K. I need the YouTube plaques as well. Can you spare some?
I cannot. No, I'm collecting them. I'm collecting titles and plaques, apparently, and action figures that we talk about on the Major Wrestling podcast that you can find on the Major Pod Network.
So you're collecting YouTube subscribers.
That's right.
Belts.
Yes.
And all other. Can I just
Buzz,
say
money, gold, figures.
It sounds like you're a greedy motherfucker. I just
You know what? I am, baby. I've worked hard for it.
Fuck this guy. No. So listen, January is going to be big for you though, right? January, you got a couple things coming up. First of all, GCW will be in Hammerstein Ballroom right here in Manhattan. I get to, actually, you're going to have to help me go to that. Anyway, you got a big title match coming up in Impact.
Impact Hard to Kill world title. It's funny because it was last year at Hard to Kill I made my debut. Wasn't scheduled to be on the show. The day before, someone from their talent relations texted me and said, "Hey, can you be at the pay-per-view tomorrow?" I said, "Always ready." I literally had just shaved my entire body the night before and got a little confidence tan, but I was like, fuck, I say I'm always ready. I better be, because I haven't had a match in September.
Yeah.
I better be fucking ready to go. And I was. And I've been with Impact doing their shows ever since. I love Impact. I love the opportunities that they give me. And now a year later, on the anniversary of my debut, going for the world title, it's very special to me.
I assume you plan to win the world title
of course.
To add to your collection of belts.
Of course, that's right.
How many belts how many belts you got in your bag right now?
Vince and myself call them championships.
Oh, you're right. I do have a glossary of Vince terms I'm supposed to use, or else right. I don't get the guess from them. So
sure.
Championships, excuse me. Also, don't sneeze.
So right now, currently in my bag, there's 5, but who's counting? Is that
you as Ted DiBiase in the background?
That's the $1,000 broski. You don't watch the product, do you?
No, I don't.
You don't watch the product. You don't subscribe to the Major Pod Network.
I'm trying to build my own network here.
I hear you. Listen. Here's the saying: some might cost a little, some might cost a lot, but I'm the $1,000 broski, and your figures will be bought. That's right.
If you just hold on, we'll cut this part out. Motherfucker, you told me. You didn't tell me that was the $1,000 broski. You just said that was a nickname. You didn't say that was the fucking name of his character. You didn't say that was the name of the figure that I was looking at. We'll definitely
cut this out. Leave it in, baby.
No, we're definitely gonna cut that out.
No, you gotta keep it.
All right.
Don't edit shit out. Come on, keep this. People want it raw. You know what I'm saying?
Are you calling me a pussy? Is that what you're calling me?
I'm not calling you a pussy. I think if you were to edit it out, you would be a pussy.
I got 4 kids, brother. I know that. I know what it's like to go raw. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Relax.
Oh, baby.
Everybody calm down. How fun is it? This is a real question.
Yeah.
How fun is it to do this stuff with Chelsea now? Because, you guys are running the roads together and doing all these shows.
It is fun. So at Impact Slammiversary, she made her debut. We did a little mixed tag, and now the GCW stuff. It's really fun. I don't want to do everything together with her.
Sure.
Because, even at Impact, they get us, at first they were going to get us 2 hotel rooms, and Chelsea's like, no, just get us 1. No, I want the 2. I want the 2 hotel rooms, because she's getting up early, doing her makeup. I want to sleep in, or what if I want to stay up late? I don't like being together 24/7. So when we have a weekend apart, I actually kind of like it, because it makes me miss her, it makes her miss me. But it is fun at the same time, doing the GCW, doing the Impact, but we just have different schedules, like on the road. Like I have to eat a lot. She doesn't have to eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that.
How much do you have to eat, Matt?
I have at least 6 or 7 meals a day,
I get to eat 6 or 7 meals a day. I don't have to do it. I guess you're working out and on the run a lot too.
That's right.
I think we look similar though.
If not, you could take the Major Fitness Challenge that the Major Pod Network sponsors. We get you in way better shape. I'll help you out.
Hold on. Wait you just will do anything and just add major to it, and that's part of the gimmick.
That's what you're right. You got it, baby.
Right. Excuse me. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take a major dump. Is that how you leave the room?
We just had the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Holiday Toy Drive this past week. We donated over 6,000 toys, so it was a major success.
The only problem is when the toys come in, you pick through it and take out all the good figures.
Absolutely not. And I take offense to anybody who says that. First of all, I'm the Michael Jordan of Wrestling Figure Collecting. I have all the good figures already.
And I asked you, this is a real question too. I don't know why I keep saying real or fake questions.
Are they all real?
Shit if I know, man. I'm just trying to get through this. You know how it is. Yeah. When you say you're the Michael Jordan of figure collecting, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you did you start figure collecting did you start figure collecting in earnest when you got to the big time and started making a little money? Or is this something you did when you were a kid and just never got rid of your old collection? Because me, I collect starting lineup figures.
Right.
But when I was a kid, I had like 20 and then threw them all out. But when I got to be an adult, I'm like, I'm going to start collecting those again because it reminds me of my childhood. Is that the way you did it?
So kind of yes and no. So first of all, I don't really think I'm the Michael Jordan of wrestling figure collecting. I don't think I have the best collection ever. I don't think there is a best collection. I think if you like it, if it means something to you, it's a great collection, right? It's just something that someone gave me and I run with it, help sell some merch, catchy tagline. But to answer the question, I always loved figures as a kid, toys as a kid, and I never grew out of it. Of course, it wasn't cool in high school to collect toys. So I would collect through my youngest brother. If I was at Toys R Us, I would ask for a gift receipt. I didn't want the clerk knowing they were for me. And it wasn't until I met Brian Myers, Kurt Hawkins at wrestling school, and we realized, hey, oh shit, you like wrestling figures too? And then I'm like, fuck it, who gives a shit, right? Yeah. Like, who cares? And then to answer your question again, my childhood beat up figures, I sold and replaced them so they were mint. So I don't want to. I'm not Sam Roberts over here. I don't want like a Ludwig Borga with missing finger. I want the mint, pristine. You know Sam Roberts? I
do know Sam Roberts. And anytime you want to take a shot at that little dickhead, you can go ahead and do it.
Do you know that for 4 years in a row, he donated 0 figures to the major Wrestling Figure Podcast Holiday Toy Drive? 0.
4 years in a row?
4 years in a row.
And much money has that guy's got? This guy's got like 9 shows.
Not even 1 figure. Can you believe that?
Okay, well, I didn't know about the toy drive because my producer who listens to your show didn't tell me about it.
Well, next year. We'll do something together.
You said it's over, right?
It's over, yeah. It's over.
I can't slide anything in at the buzzer?
It ended last Thursday. Sorry, pal. Next year, I'm sorry.
I right here in front of God and everybody, I'm giving multiple hundreds of dollars worth of stuff to that.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We do appreciate that.
No, it's all for my own glory, though. I want to make sure that you give me the shout out. That will happen.
We will. No problem.
$500 worth of toys to that toy drive.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm looking at my producer because he's the one that's going to have to go out and buy it. And this little bastard will go out and buy one $500 toy and just call it a day.
Right.
He's an asshole. Should Dad still have the cowboy hat from WrestleMania 32?
He does. It's actually, I was just at my parents' house. First of all, he was a big hit at the toy drive. People were going and asking for his autograph. But in my parents' living room, they have a Zack Ryder cardboard cutout with all like my titles, like the replica, not even replica, like the toy versions of it, like around the waist, on the shoulders. And he has the cowboy hat on the cardboard cutout.
I know my questions are all over the place, but
That's fine with me, it's fun. It's a fun interview.
I know, I'm very fun. Since you became the king of the deathmatch, have guys like Mick Foley and people reached out to you and welcome you to the fraternity?
Fuck Mick Foley, dude. Fuck Mick Foley. That's all I have to say. Fuck Mick Foley. This guy, you would think he'd be so proud of me, a fellow Long Islander, fellow Deathmatch King, but he's turned his back on me. So I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if he's mad that I beat up, is it his son-in-law, Frank the Clown? I beat him up. I don't know if he's hot about that.
Yeah.
I think he needs to just stop running his mouth. Right before I got released from WWE, my personal writer was Dewey Foley, Mick's son. So if Mick doesn't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna have Dewey Foley book me versus Mick Foley in a death match, and of course I'm gonna win. I'm gonna book myself to win
because you're the king of the death match.
That's right.
But he's the former king.
Former.
That's
right.
true.
I'm the current.
But you retired from death matches.
Right. So I went out on top. I'm smart.
Let's see. I have a wrestling nerd that wrote me some questions.
Okay.
What out there could be a greater moment than climbing the ladder at WrestleMania and retrieving that belt? I assume that there's always greater moments out there,
sure.
But that was certainly one of the great highlights. What out there could be better?
I mean, that was an incredible moment. Coming from obscurity, literally, and I mean this is 100%. I've been saying this a lot, and some people might think it's a gimmick, but I mean this 100%. And if you disagree, go fuck yourself because you're wrong. There is no one in the history of this business who's been counted out, whether it be by management,
sure,
fans, whatever, counted out and has come back more times than me. I will not fucking die. I am the cockroach of this business. You cannot kill me. I love this business too damn much to just fucking quit. It ain't going to happen.
You and I are both businessmen, okay? Right? I think I just found a t-shirt we can go in on if you want to. You said it, so it's actually your t-shirt. Okay. I just want to get free money. If you disagree, go fuck yourself. You just said it. Tell me that's not going to sell.
Hey, I like it. I like it. Throw a little MC on the bottom.
It also has a little bit of, syllable wise, it kind of works as a catchphrase. If you disagree, go fuck yourself. Fans like to chant anything.
I like it. I like it.
Fans, as long as it's rhythmic, fans will chant whatever you want them to chant.
Yeah. So, about that night, winning the title, I'm getting my moment.
Right.
I'm looking at the hard cam, posing with the title. I look down. It's my fucking dad.
Yeah.
In this tight ass Superman shirt, WrestleMania hat. What happened was Ziggler just kind of like waved him over. My dad said, okay, hop the guard. This is not part of the show. Legitimately not part of the show. Hop the guardrail, got in the ring. And, everyone knows my dad, the security guy, so they weren't going to attack him or anything like that. So I go down, I give him a hug, and then he tries to put that fucking hat on my head. I'm like, get this shit off of me.
Yeah.
Get this shit off of me.
But he still has the hat.
He still has the hat. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of gear, you showed up today wearing the t-shirt in the broski cut.
That's right.
When did you decide to go with the broski cut? And I have also a follow-up question on what I can do with my physique.
The broski cut is, I like to show up the traps, side pack, lats, accentuate the positives. I'm not necessarily like an arm guy, so a typical sleeveless would just cover too much of my physique. So I do the broski cut to show off a little trap, side pack, lat.
You do have some of the best traps in the game. The traps are these things? Is that these things?
Yes.
Those are crazy. Those are wild.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I did legs today, so I'm not even like upper body pumped.
But your arms are pretty good.
They're okay, but I'm not like an arm guy. So to just have a strict cut off t-shirt, it doesn't do anything for me.
Okay, so let's cut down to brass tacks here, okay? Yeah. I'm a 42-year-old father of 4.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
How are we going to fix this?
Oh, boy. Wow. I mean, listen, it's never too late to start the major fitness challenge. I would say a tan would help a little bit.
I'm in New York City.
Listen, I live in Florida, but I don't suntan in the real sun every single day. I go to whatever the tanning salon is, and I get the triple dip, which is I lay in the bed and then get sprayed twice. So it's triple dip.
I do look like I'm wearing a white t-shirt.
Yeah. It's not the best. It's not the best look.
I didn't know that when I took the shirt off. It was a gut reaction to take the shirt off. And now that I look back at it, I kind of regret it.
No, you look great.
So what's the major fitness challenge?
It's just something that we started just to, I think a lot of wrestling fans aren't used to going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So we try to it's not like it's not a contest by any means. It's just like a way of life that we do with our fans to motivate and help them and work out. Because listen, do you think I go to the gym every day? Like, I can't wait to go to the gym. No, of course not. But you got to make it just part of your routine. And it's a lot of self-discipline and not necessarily finding motivation. Of course, like that helps, but you got to dig deep and be disciplined enough to go every single day.
I'm going to ask a couple more questions, but just, do you mind if I put a shirt back on?
Put it back on. Yeah. Go ahead.
Just grab a shirt.
Oh man.
There we go.
It's a nice rocker shirt.
What?
Nice rocker shirt. I
fucking love the Rockers, man.
Me too, dude.
The Rockers are so underrated. Like, people think of the greatest tag teams of all time. They think of the Hart Foundation. They think of I think the Rockers, they never got a proper run with the belt, but they're so fucking good.
I love the Rockers.
That's bullshit. They didn't get a run with the belt too. It's fucking bullshit.
I agree. But back then, they didn't trade the titles every other week.
No, but they were able to shoehorn Haku and Andre in there. They give them a 3-month title run.
True.
Demolition, they slob their knobs every 3 months and gave them a title run. I just said the Rockers should have got a run. That's all. Rockers should have got a run.
I'm not disagreeing.
What?
I'm not disagreeing.
If you disagree, go fuck yourself. How's the response been to you on the road? Because almost all the clips I see of you are indie fans, or not just indie fans, just fans in the front row, either yelling at you or disapproving or being mad. Why are you pissing so many people off?
So this is a fun, I don't want to say experiment because it's not, but like on these indie shows, I come out and I just stand there and I let the people dictate. Am I going to be a heel tonight or a babyface? I'm sure my opponent doesn't like it, not knowing, what kind of match we're gonna have, but that's what I've been doing. Sometimes total heel, sometimes total face, sometimes 50-50. I did Creative Pro Wrestling on Sunday night. I would say it was 50-50. Some love me, some hated me, and that's it's interesting because I haven't really changed who I am. You know, I'm a white meat babyface in my opinion. I don't get why the GCW universe doesn't like me. I'm just there to help them, and NWA. I'm just there to save NWA because, you know, when I was a 6-year-old kid turning on NWA, I thought it sucked. I thought it was old and dated and boring. And even now I watch it. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's old and dated and boring. I'm there to help them out. That's it. I want it to be better. I want to be the face of the company. I want to help them.
So that's a fascinating little thing that I haven't even thought about with you. So you're going out to the ring, and however the crowd responds to you, that dictates whether the way you're going to work in the ring.
Yeah. And you know, if they're going to boo me, you know, then, you know, it might, you know, change my attitude a little bit. Maybe I'll give them throw up a little middle finger every once in a while, get them even, you know, feed into it. But if they're going to cheer me, I'll slap those high fives, you know, I'll slap those hands, baby. It just doesn't actually, listen, it doesn't change my move set.
Right.
I have the same fucking moves. Okay. You know, I'm not out there to create fucking gifts. I'm out there to create buzz and create dollar signs.
Still, it's pretty awesome when you create a GIF, isn't it? I mean, I GIF search myself in Twitter like once a week, and it's the same ones every time.
Well, maybe someone will create one of you taking off your shirt and flexing.
Please, okay, let's not give anybody ideas. So 2021 was fair to say it was it's hard to say a breakout year for you because you've been on the national scene for a long time. But I tweeted this a couple days ago, and it got mixed response. WWE was my developmental. Right.
And I don't mean that as a shot to WWE. I loved my time in WWE. I lived my dream. You know, I made a lot of money there. You know, the Intercontinental title, tag team title, US title. I had WrestleMania moments. It was a dream come true, but it ended. So what am I going to do about it? Am I going to sit and cry? Am I going to fucking bitch on the internet? No, I use the tools that I learned from Vince and the whole company, and I'm taking it to independence, and I'm fucking thriving. So in that sense, WWE was my developmental. That's not a shot at the company.
No, what that means is WWE is what created the wrestler you are today.
Exactly. It created me, not only the wrestler, but the man I am today. I grew up in WWE. I was signed when I was 20 years old.
I think fans take a negative approach to that word, developmental, but actually that's the best word in the world. No matter where you develop, the fact that you develop, like if you developed in WWE and you became what you are now, or you worked on the indies for 10 years, became what you become there, like developmental is a good thing. That means you started here, ended up here, and something happened along the way to create a better product.
I agree 100%. Even in this year, I have grown as a man, as a performer. And that's why it's been so fun, because I'm like, you know, I'm a very creative person, and it's been so much fun just going out there. Like I'm a big toy guy, right? So I'm like wrestling these new toys. I'm getting new toys to play with, except I'm getting to wrestle these new people in front of different audiences. And sometimes they love me, sometimes they hate me. It's just been a blast.
So if 2021 was a year of kind of breaking out on the independent scene and developing what you've got now, what does 2022 look like?
I think we just grow, you know, to start the year going for the world title, Impact Wrestling, Hammerstein Ballroom sold out. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm the reason that GCW sold out the Hammerstein Ballroom, but I will say this. There is no fucking way they would have sold it out if I didn't come to GCW. That's all I'm saying.
You texted me and said, I am the reason they're selling out Hammerstein Ballroom. That's what you said. It says it's right here on the broski.
I'm very, very excited to be at Hammerstein Ballroom. I know the roster, the company, the fans. I was there when we filmed the commercial. Even just now, I'm talking about it. Goosebump City. The only show I went to in Hammerstein Ballroom was the first ECW One Night Stand. My trainer, Mikey Whipwreck, an ECW original. He took me there, and I watched it as a fan. And to be back there is going to be awesome. Sold out. And I'm already planning a WrestleMania entrance for the Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be a hell of a night.
Okay, well, we need to talk about that because I'm sitting here. I got producer A and producer B because apparently a failing podcast needs two producers. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with their life. Anyway, So that show is sold out. I'm literally here in Manhattan, across the street from Penn Station. I could spit on the Hammerstein Ballroom right now.
Right.
You gonna help us get in the building?
Well, I mean, it was like pulling.
Matt, the question was, are you going to help us get in the building?
I'm going to try my best. It was hard to get Brett Lauderdale to give up 2 tickets for my fucking parents. So we'll see. Maybe if you interview some of the guys, maybe if you provide the catering, because God knows there's no fucking catering back there. GCW shows, it's bring your own water to GCW shows.
Okay. Y'all need some catering?
I think if you got some catering, I could probably get you some tickets.
I know a great deli here. It's around the corner.
Yeah.
It's called Subway. Get you some fucking foot long, some steak and cheeses, some meatball subs, and we'll fucking do it up.
No, I can't eat Subway. Come on, look at my
body.
Look at my body. I mean, in a pinch, I will, but come on, look at my body.
Can you just if we pull any quote out for Twitter, make sure it's "look at my body," end quote, Matt Cardona. What a dick bag that guy is. Hey man, this is actually the first time we've ever talked, even though we've kind of lived in the same space on Twitter. This was good. I enjoyed this. This was a long time coming. I appreciate your patience. I asked them to book you like 3 months ago.
I know.
They didn't do shit.
Well, listen, I'm my own boss. I got my own office here in the major pod headquarters over here. So whenever you need me, I'll jump on if you need some help.
Okay, that's fantastic. Hey, good luck in 2022. It's fun to see the shit you're doing. It feels like I can't go on Twitter without seeing something you did at a show over the weekend. So, man, you've been fucking killing it.
I appreciate that. And yeah, that's the thing. No one is gonna, push me. I got to push myself. I'm the self-made superstar, the self-chosen one. But without the fans either loving me or hating me, I wouldn't be anything. So thank you and fuck you to the haters.
Did you just add 2 nicknames? The self-chosen one? Okay.
Self-chosen one, self-made superstar.
Oh boy, self-chosen is one of the most ridiculous nicknames I've ever heard in my life. Fantastic. Anyway, this guy's fucking great. GCW show in Hammerstein Ballroom, January 23rd, I believe, and this guy could be the Impact World Champion when he rolls into there. So we'll see. Hard to Kill coming up. By the way, Hard to Kill. I think it's the second best Steven Seagal movie. What's your favorite Steven Seagal movie?
Man, you put me on the spot. I couldn't even name another one. Under Siege?
That's another one?
Okay, there you go. That's my favorite for this interview.
But Above the Law is number 1. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's Matt fucking Cardona. I'm Brandon fucking Walker, and that is Rasslin.